Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with Linda McQuinn with the North Country Fishing Report. And Linda, this week I wanted to talk about something, and I really haven't talked to you about this, but I know you have feelings about this. We have celebrated and talked so much about the fishing movement and resource and what that's become for our tourist industry up here in this area. But I think right now something that people should be aware of is that our resource isn't just one-dimensional. It isn't just summer fishing fun, big bass boats blazing down the St. Lawrence River. It's also a year-round resource. And ice fishing is a huge part of life up here in this area. And it's something I think we should think about, because I know I'm remembering in the past the huge ice fishing tournaments that were held each winter on some of our bigger bodies of water, like Cranberry Lake and Star Lake and Tupper Lake. There's huge. One of the things that we have in this area that I think people might take for granted is the fish seem to grow bigger here than any place else. And if people think that they can come up here in the winter and catch giant northern pike, is what they did in the past, they would come up and fish these tournaments in Tupper Lake and Cranberry Lake. And I mean, there were some huge over 20-pound northerns that were caught at this time. And you wouldn't catch them in the open season. And this is something I really think we should celebrate in our area, is our ice fishing tradition as well as the summer fishing.
You know, Don, the interesting thing is, as someone who doesn't fish, but likes to pick up the jargon so that I at least sound marginally informed, the term hard water has always intrigued me, because there are a whole group of anglers that wait all year for this season to commence. And once they can be out on the hard water, on the ice, to erect their little tents or their shacks and start ice fishing, it's almost like nirvana for them. They're so excited.
It's a whole different culture. It really is.
It is.
But it's part of the whole. It's part of what makes this area so attractive from people in other parts of the country. People down south don't really have ice fishing. They don't have this ability to come here without a boat and be able to go out on any of these bodies of water and have the chance to catch trophy fish. This is something really special. And I haven't talked that much about the early season ice fishing, and I don't for a reason. Early ice is never very safe. And for somebody that's not really informed with ice fishing and doesn't have the past to go on, that can be very dangerous to walk out on ice that you've never done before. And so this is why I haven't talked that much about it. And the other thing, I can tell you, well, yeah, there's 6 inches of ice in this place. That's kind of unfair of me to say this, because who can ever really know? Currents can change ice conditions in a day's time. It can be one thing one day and one thing another. So I want people to understand that as we go forward and talk about the ice fishing now that's taking place this winter. The number one thing that I'm always aware of so much now that I might not have years ago is letting people be aware of safety factors that they need to take into account.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter whether it's winter or summer. That's critical. So I just wanted people to know this. This is a huge part of what our life is here. And this is a huge part of me coming on the radio and talking about fishing and what it means to our area. Ice fishing is a tradition, and there's so many people that live for that, and we should be proud of it. And it's what makes us unique of all the places around the country. This is a unique, very special place.
Mm-hmm. And a very special time of year.
Yes, it is. Until next time, folks, this is Don and Linda with the North Country Fishing Report.